Hello everyone, this is the video of Legal Studies class 12 unit 1st, that is Judiciary, and the topic is role of Judiciary. So in this topic we will be discussing about what are the role of Judiciary that plays in our society. In a constitutional democracy, the role of Judiciary is essentially significant as ensures the democratic characteristics of the governance and at the same time also ensures the fundamental rights of the individuals. So what this point is saying that it has here two roles according to this paragraph. The first one, it ensures the democratic characteristics of the governance. That we know that we have the democratic governance, so it ensures. The second one, that is saying that it also ensures the fundamental rights of the individual. You know that our constitution provides us the fundamental rights that is mentioned in the part 3 article from 12 to 35. So if someone violates your fundamental rights, you know what to do. So it is judiciary that takes care of both these things. So just check out what are the significant roles that judiciary has to play. The first one is to interpret the complex or lengthy provisions of the constitution. We have discussed in our previous video as well this point. So now I believe you can appreciate very well this point. The second point is uphold the federal principle of constitution by maintaining the check and balance among all three organs of the government. We have discussed this point under the concept of separation of powers. So it has the weapon or tools that judiciary has to check and balance the other two organs of the government. Third one is to maintain and keep functional the principle of rule of law. So it is the major feature of the judiciary or major function of the judiciary to maintain the feature of the rule of law. Next one is to maintain the harmonious relationship between center and a state as well as between two or more states. That we have studied, that is center and a state may have some dispute, then it is judiciary that resolves the dispute. So it is the duty of judiciary again to maintain the harmonious relationship between the center and the state and among the different states if there is any dispute. To protect the fundamental rights of the citizen, as we have studied that judiciary is the guardian of fundamental rights, remember. Next one is to advise the government whenever required. So as per the article 143, I believe you must remember that article, judiciary needs to advise government. Although it is not essentially required, if president asks for the advice, it's up to judiciary that it gives or not, but it should give. The next one is to interpret the legislated acts and laws. The first one was to interpret the constitution. This is the interpretation of the legislated act and laws. So there are different acts keep on coming through the legislation process. So time to time judiciary also keeps on interpreting those acts and also reviewing those acts and laws. Next one is to test, verify and based on the result validate the legislative, quasi-legislative, executive, judicial or quasi-judicial action as per the mandates of the constitution. So judiciary has very important role regarding this, that it just review or keep watching every action of all those authorities. If anyone trying to cross its limit, then judiciary just check that authority. That is the most important feature. Next one is to apply the relevant laws while adjudicating the cases. So it's not only interpreting the law, but also judiciary while deciding the cases or hearing the cases, it also applies the relevant laws. The last one is if need arises, if need arises. Then proactively take action and can give direction to the government or other such authority in favor of the interests of the society at large. If you remember that in my previous video that we have discussed about the judicial activism, this is the same point. Judiciary has proactive role to take action if someone commits mistake. Likewise, there are 10 points and 10 roles basically judiciary has, though it is not all, but of course it is the major one. Likewise, if I condense or conclude all these 10 points that I have discussed just now, then it can be summarized as judiciary is an interpreter, judiciary is an adjudicator, judiciary is an advisor, judiciary is guardian of fundamental rights, and judiciary is an activist. So, judiciary has these 5 features. How judiciary basically acts. So, this is all for this video. In this video, we have discussed the major points that defining the roles of the judiciary. So, see you in next video.